Recently I dropped a video discussing the big twist in the Crimes of Grindelwald. The huge reveal in the Harry Potter universe film has a lot of fans split as to whether it's a legitimate reveal or if Grindelwald is simply manipulating characters around him to help his cause. Throughout this video I'll be discussing some of the best fan theories that I've read in the comments section on my previous video, as well as giving my full thoughts on the film's ending. There will be heavy spoilers, so if you haven't seen Fantastic Beasts 2 yet, then I suggest you turn off now. With that out the way, welcome to the channel where I ruin it so you don't have to. So firstly, I'll just recap my theory, which is that Grindelwald was lying and that Credence is not a Dumbledore. This is backed up by the fact that Abernathy and Rosier moved files from the Lestrange archives and have potentially modified them. This to me makes the most sense, and Grindelwald is more than capable of doing so. But what about the Phoenix that appeared to confirm that Grindelwald was telling the truth? Well, YouTuber Lisbeth Melserson, sorry if I mispronounced your name there, she says, there's a theory floating around about Ariana's Obscurious living inside Credence, and the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. We know you can separate the Obscurious from its host, and in that case it should be possible for it to be transferred to someone else. It would explain why both Dumbledore and Grindelwald were so interested in Credence if part of Ariana is living inside of him. It would also explain why Grindelwald didn't know who he was looking for. If he knew Credence was a Dumbledore all along, he wouldn't dismiss him, but he did, because he thought it was modesty he was looking for. Metaphorically speaking, referring to Albus as Credence's brother is not wrong in that case, because part of him is Ariana Dumbledore. Also, it would explain the Phoenix. It's showing itself for Ariana, not Credence. To me this makes a lot of sense, as the Phoenix would have been able to sense the DNA and go to Credence, which would have backed up Grindelwald's lie. Morlani Pradiana, sorry if I've mispronounced your name there, backs up the theory that Grindelwald is lying with an even bigger twist on Credence's bloodline. She states that, in my opinion, Credence is one of Voldemort's ancestors. That's why Nagini sticks to Voldemort in the end, and maybe that explains why Nagini fell in love with Credence, because he is a Parselmouth. So Nagini can communicate with Credence when she transforms as a snake. To me this makes a hell of a lot of sense, and I definitely think ties in well with all of the things we know about Credence so far. Ben, right, I definitely got that one right, has a theory about Credence being Ariana's son, which while similar to Lisbeth's, diverts down a darker path. He says, what if Credence was Ariana's son from one of the men who abused her? This would explain how he could have ended up in the anti-witch orphanage, and also explains his age and why the Phoenix came to him. It may also explain why he cannot control the Obscurious. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing Obscurious wrong. Comment below if I'm reading that wrong. Anyway, Dylan has one of the best theories I've ever seen that once again ties in with Ariana's bloodline. He says, this is a crazy theory, oh you know it's gonna be good, but I think there's a strange combination of Ariana's Obscurious and the blood bond between Albus and Grindelwald. Credence's birthday of 1901 is certainly an estimate, and Ariana was killed in 1899. So Albus and Grindelwald are all in love, and they can make the strongest magical bond possible by combining their blood. When Albus confronts them, a fight starts, and because Albus and Grindelwald cannot inflict damage on each other, it ricocheted off and decimated Ariana's body, but not the Obscurious. Without any of Ariana's physical body to latch onto, I think it latched onto and formed a literal love child between Albus and Grindelwald's blood. That is why Grindelwald always calls him my son. Aurelius is the magical ability of Ariana with the DNA of Dumbledore and Grindelwald. If a magical baby suddenly appeared from two men, there would certainly be reason to send him on a ship to America. And finally, Catherine Dewell says that, I think Credence / Aurelius is the son of Albus's aunt Honoria and his cousin, or the grandson of her, which means his mother drowned that night and he will stay an orphan, at least till they found out who his father was. Maybe it was also a child out of wedlock and she had to flee and wanted to start a new life in America. That's my theory. It would make more sense than pulling out a new brother, so Grindelwald said a half-truth. Credence / Aurelius is from a Dumbledore bloodline but not his brother. He just could have said that to turn him against Albus and to make sure that he fights him. Also, Albus sends Newt out to fight against Grindelwald. I guess we'll see a fight between Aurelius / Credence and Newt. If you think about it, Grindelwald and Albus are both as manipulative as hell. I can definitely agree with that last point, and it's nice that audiences can see how people would side with Grindelwald. There is one last theory flowing around, and that is that Credence is in fact a walnut whip. Because of the thing at the Premier. Look, never mind. So, what are your thoughts on the fan theories so far? Do you agree with them, or do you have an even better one? Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed this video then make sure you like it and check out my original ending explained video on the Crimes of Grindelwald. This is a channel for people who are mad into movies, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. I've been Deffinition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.